I think the first time I got introduced to the idea of actually having like a protein shake was when I did the 30-day fitness challenge, and I kind of led on to that with the 60-day as well. And now we're doing my sessions with Joe. You know, I'm having protein shakes again, but I don't know. I think for myself, I never quite understood how they kind of help the body, or what kind of difference they actually make. I always kind of presume, right, yep, just mix it with a bit of water, shake it all up, you know, have it after a workout, and then that's kind of it. So what exactly is the actual use of having like a protein shake?
It's a good question when it comes to supplements, and a lot of people are asking me that. So basically, when you're looking to build muscle, you're looking to introduce this. You have this process in your body called protein synthesis, and that's your body building muscle, and that happens throughout the day. So your body kind of like puts on muscle and like takes out protein, but it's about your nutrition, that when you're looking into overall muscle gain, a lot of it is about your nutrition. I include supplement as they're supplemental. However, specifically about the protein shakes, they have you have basically protein is different chains of amino acids connect together, and you have so-called amino acid leucine. It's a single amino acid that helps that protein synthesis process. Okay, it induces it, but it only does at a certain amount of leucine. You have this called leucine threshold. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but basically whey protein has been proven to be the highest amount of leucine thresholds within the different chains of proteins, which helps the muscle gain the best way. Also, because you have it in a liquid form, when you have just the protein shake on its own, it helps for the quick absorption of it as well.
Right.
So you're not only helping with the protein synthesis, you're helping for your body to absorb it very quickly, which helps your pre-workout, so you induce that protein synthesis throughout your workout, for your post-workout to continue that forward. Yeah? That's kind of like the basis of it. It doesn't mean that if you don't have protein shakes, you're not gonna put on muscle at all. It's just a great tool to have. I also like to use it in things like smoothies, because they're just a convenient way. When you're in a rush and you have to go somewhere, whether for you for work, to film something, and you don't really have the time to prepare something, like extensively cook and do massive stir fries or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just chucking in a few ingredients that is gonna make the complete meal I was talking about earlier. So you have the protein powder is gonna give you the protein, and I mean, kind of steak in a blender might not be the great option. So
yeah.
protein shake,
unless you want to break it.
Yeah. You know, adding in that with some yogurt, which is gonna give you full fat yogurt, is gonna give you some fats, and adding that some flax seeds or chia seeds, we're going to give you some fiber, some berries, for example, some vitamins and minerals. Then you have the complete meal. There's fat, carbohydrates, fiber, and protein. So that's going to keep you fuller for longer. So it's kind of like I use protein for the muscle gain around your workouts, as well as for a meal replacement. So that's going to be something that you can have on a different time of the day as a complete meal.
Okay, so it's going to be worth me buying myself a blender then, and making sure that would you? So with blenders, would you have kind of a mixture of like fruit and vegetables in kind of like a smoothie then with the protein powder as well, or would you kind of like mix it up with? Or you said a bit of yogurt as well in that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You can mix it up as you like. I mean, I like different kind of smoothies when it comes to, you can have like yogurt and spinach and berries and protein powder. Probably not a chocolate one.
Yeah.
Probably a neutral one. But you can have a blend of any like fruit and vegetables with along with some fats and stuff, and you can make it a complete meal this way. What I like about blending things versus juicing things is you keep the fiber. So by making it complete meal, that fiber is very important because you're going to absorb it a lot slower. Than if you juice something, then you remove the fiber, and then the absorption will be a lot quicker, and also you're going to have that insulin spike, which does not help when it comes to fat loss.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's interesting. And I'd imagine as well, just even having, with how easy it is to make a smoothie, if I'm working a lot or on days that, I am sort of hours of, out and about, it's quite an easy snack then to make, and it's nice to have on the go.
Yeah, and you can pack on as little or as much calories as you want. If you're heavy on, for example, like almond butter or cashew butter or something like that, then you can add on quite a bit of calories. Like Joe adds to his blender about 2-3 tablespoons of like cashew butter, and I'll be like with my teaspoon, and just be careful. My calorie intake will be very different to Joe's, but you can pack on calories for someone who wants to bulk up and you need to take a good amount of calories. It's going to keep you quite nice and full. And for someone like who wants to, for a girl or even for a guy who has less calories and wants to kind of like just have something in between, that's a great way to do that as well. That's why MyFitnessPal is great for it, because then you just put it in, you know what you've had, and you know what you've got left for the day. Yeah,
well, absolutely. I quite love just having that awareness of knowing what my daily intake is, which is pretty cool. But onto the more juicy stuff now. What have you got planned for me for the next 11 weeks?
Well, for the last 1 week, you have tracked your food on MyFitnessPal,
yep.
And that would help you a lot to realize what you're doing wrong to a big extent.
Oh, I've got so much more awareness over what I'm eating. It's definitely kind of made me go, right, I need to have, eat at the right kind of time, or eat a little bit more in my meals, because clearly I was, undernourishing. Is that the right term? Yeah, undernourishing myself when it was coming to particular food. So absolutely, just kind of seeing that difference already made that difference.
So from now on, we're looking at more specific goals, because you ultimately want the beach body.
I want to bulk and get ripped. Yeah.
Yeah. So bulking and get ripped takes dedication. So I will give specific targets that I will be liking you to hit, with actual specific suggestions into how is that possible in the days you're working, in the days you're coming from home. So then you have an actual plan in action, and all you need to do is just follow it. Okay. So yeah, it's simple.
So planning is the key then, really, to bulking with this kind of challenge then.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to, especially in the days where you're busy, planning in advance is going to make the difference between you hitting your targets and not hitting your targets. So definitely planning helps. Knowing what to do is a massive help. So knowing what targets you're going to have, and how you can put in things along the day, with suggestions and times and all of that will help. But it will be up to you to actually follow through and knowing, okay, I know it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm all about the idea of having self-discipline. That for me is the biggest key. It's like with every session that I'll have with Joe, at the end of the day, it's not Joe doing the workouts, it's me doing the workouts, and him, screaming out saying, you better do it, So ultimately, yeah, it really comes down to my own self-discipline, and not just doing it in the gym, but also, at home as well, I think.
Yeah. So I know that you're dedicated, and I mean, come on, you have quite a lot of audience waiting for you to get the results as well.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more motivation right there, but I'm looking forward to seeing how your results are gonna plan out. But I think it's time for us to actually do the nutrition session and
yeah. Well,
get the
guys,
plan ready.
yeah. So guys, you heard it there. So that's pretty much, I think, all I'm going to share with you, and I think that's all Teodora's going to share with you for now. But I'm now going to actually have my nutrition session. So I've got an idea of what I'm going to be doing for the next 11 weeks, or at least for like the next week, I'd imagine, if we're going to kind of keep rolling it and having it planned that way. But if you want to get in contact with Teodora, if you want to have any kind of consultation or actually session with her, I'm going to put all of her information below the video, and you can easily reach her that way. So guys, until the next video, and stay tuned.